Hey
Hi.
y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans.
Yes.
I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Carolyn.
And on Instagram and Ravelry, you can find me as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
And I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and I'm usually posting as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram. There is a cpredmor or Carolyn Predmore account on Instagram, but I hardly ever see it. And yes, I do look like something the cat drug in. We have been sailing.
We moved the boat today.
We moved the boat today from Oyster Bay or Center Island over to Port Washington.
Which is also why I am wind or sun
Yes.
or both burnt.
We got over to the boat by about 10:30, having positioned cars in both Oyster Bay and Port Washington, so that once we got to Port Washington, we could go back and pick up the car in Oyster Bay, Center Island. So that went well, and when we got to the boat, it was pretty calm.
Yeah.
In fact, it was hardly moving at all. There was hardly any wind, and the boat got over to the dock, and we started loading things on, and we had to put the sails on.
So we got the jib up.
Yeah, so the jib has to go all the way up
So
because
be
it's
furled,
roller furled.
which is awesome.
Yes, it's a great thing, but you do have to pull it all the way up, which is really, you're only able to do that when it's very little wind. So early this morning, there was very little wind, and that went really well.
It did. Except for the whole fact that Dad asked me to jump it. I'm not big, like, I couldn't get it moving, and we had one of our family friends, George, with us, and he goes, I think there's a kink in the line, and I'm going, no, I think I'm not big enough. Like, we have had this problem jumping lines before, I can't do it, I'm too small. And so Dad came and started jumping it, and then he started having some trouble, so he would pull back, and then I would pull the slack that he created down, and we got it jumped, it was fine, but it was just very funny, because I was like, George, I told you, I'm not physically big enough
to jump
it much, like, past about 3/4 up. And, he didn't believe me. And I'm like, I'm strong, but you need some weight behind you to do it. And I don't have that.
And I was down below. I was getting the antifreeze out of the water tank, which took quite a while because all I had was a sponge.
You did very well.
I had a hole this big, so, and you can't see what you're doing because there's wood all around it, and so I'm kneeling. And I'm putting my arm down with a new sponge, brand new sponge, because you don't want to be introducing dirt into your water tank. So spongeful by spongeful, I'm pulling antifreeze out of the water tank. I pulled about 1.5 gallons out that way, and then took paper towels and wiped it as dry as I could. And I was using things until they came out either bone dry or not colored. So that while they're jumping sails, I'm down below, slowly moving the antifreeze from one place to another. And then we had to get the cover for the main put on the boom because it's lazy jacks. And so the cover comes up and over the sail.
Which is awesome.
It's great because you
this
can just
is like
let the sail drop and it goes
best
comes down.
Thing ever.
The one thing that might take it one step further is to have lines going through the sail, but that would also somewhat detract from the sailability of the sail. So so the cover comes up to this far, and then there are lines that go all the way up. And so the sail falls in between the lines into the cover, and you just zipper it up, and it's in good shape. So they have to put the cover on, and then they had to tie the lazy jacks on, and then you thread the main on. Well, by this time, the wind was coming up. And we were getting a little nervous about how high up did we have to raise this main in order to get all the slugs into the mast. Luckily, we didn't have to pull it up that far.
No, we didn't.
Because, you can put it on and squish it, put it up and squish it. So it's folding down here while you're putting the slugs in the mast. Because the wind ended up blowing this afternoon between 25 and 30. Yeah. Which is, we were fine. Our boat can certainly handle the waves that are created by that amount of wind. We did not put the sails up because we were already heeling over. Yeah, we were all ready to start putting sails up, and Dad's at the mast getting the sail cover off the
main, and we're heeling, and he's like, what's the wind speed look like?
We're heeling without the sail up.
We hit 23 that was at the point. Father was like, no, we're not going to do this. And we were like, good. Sounds like a great plan. Because
we were only going to put it up with the second reef in. So it was going to be a short triangle rather than a tall triangle. And I was there ready to...
we were ready.
Winch the main up.
We had taken our knitting back downstairs. We had put our gloves on.
Yes.
We were ready to go.
I found my other sailing gloves, so I put the spare in your bag.
In the one that's in my bag that
has other sailing gear in it. Yes. And then I found, as you can tell, I had one of my good gloves and nothing for this hand.
So thank goodness I always pack my old gloves, or Mom's old gloves and my old gloves with me at all times as well, because who knows when something's going to fall out.
Or you have a friend.
Yeah.
So anyway, when we got back, I looked on the bottom of the closet, and there it was. I found it. So that's in good shape.
Yeah.
And so right now, we're planning on going out sailing for the weekend, starting Thursday. So your father says we may pack the boat on Wednesday and be ready to hop on right after his business appointment on Thursday.
Nice.
And I'm thinking maybe we can get back to Oyster Bay. One does wonder why we brought it here. But that's beside the point. We can go to Oyster Bay for Thursday night, and then we can be in Port Jeff on Friday night. And then our club is having a weekend sail, and they're going to be in Northport. So we can go from Port Jeff back to Northport, see everybody there. I have to remember to get snacks.
You have some snacks.
Yeah, but I think there needs to be dip. If there's chips,
well, I was going to say, all you need to bring is dip then.
I do need to bring dip, yes.
Because you have the chips already.
And maybe some vegetables I can cut up and put out. So anyway, that today went relatively well. We saw as high as 28 on the wind velocity meter on the boat.
Oh, no, but we did have,
as high as 31. 31, right.
So we also had a very exciting encounter.
Oh my goodness,
so
yes.
If any of you out there are sailors and have seen a boat named Arcadia, Arcadia, Arcadia,
yes,
that has a blue hull, navy blue hull, and is approximately 50 to 60 feet long.
Right.
Please let us know where it's from. We want to know because it almost ran us over.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. So it was going this way. We were coming this way, and we were holding our course, and all of a sudden it turns into our course. So we turn away. Or we actually turn further this way, so that we bypass it this way, and then they turn back. And we're just going, oh my God. We saw their faces.
So I've been in races where Dad takes things real close.
He does, yes.
He does. I have never been more scared in my life on this boat. Or on a boat with my father.
I thought we were going to be T-boned. I really did. And luckily we were able to speed up and get right past the nose of their boat. It was really close.
Really close.
And very close.
My dad
and people on the boat were going like this.
Yeah.
And screaming. And the person who was at the helm just said, sorry. It's like, we're a 36-foot boat. We're not a small boat, really.
No.
And there was almost no traffic out there today. So I'm not sure where this person was looking, but the person at the helm was not paying attention.
No one was paying attention enough to say anything.
Right. I think it could be that many of the people on the boat were not sailors and didn't realize they should be saying something. But the person at the helm has the responsibility to be looking ahead and trying to avoid an accident where humanly possible. I mean, but everywhere we turned, he turned right into us again. So this was unsportsmanlike behavior. This was an indication that their boat was out of control. My husband thinks that perhaps he was trying to turn a little off the wind, and he was going downwind and trying to turn maybe a little bit more into the wind and hadn't readjusted their sails. So as he tried to make that turn, maybe he was blown up.
He also had both his main and his jib up.
Yeah, he was really
and
overpowered.
it was, as we said, blowing a stink. And so it was a little overwhelming. Because as I said, I have been in situations where my father and like Mark Epstein or someone have gotten real close. But the thing is in a race, you typically know the other boats.
Yes.
And you know that they don't want to damage their boat as much as you don't want to damage yours.
Right.
But you still want to round that mark as fast as possible. We have no idea who this person is. We have no idea where they're from. It could have been the first day they were on the boat at all. But they would have destroyed us.
For this, yes. We would have sunk.
It would have been over.
They might have had a little damage, but my husband was saying that's an ocean-going vessel that they're on, so it is reinforced in the front. They might not have seen much damage at all. Going, well, rats. They would have been the one to cause the accident.
Yep.
So that was a little...
We're still a little
rattled.
Upset about it. But just, if anyone happens to know,
or if you see it, stay away from it.
Yeah, go the other,
run.
Give them a wide berth.
Very wide berth.
Like at least 10 boat lengths.
Because they seem to be attracted by other boats. That we were the flame and they were the moth.
They could be lovely people, and you know what? If you were on that boat today and you're watching this, we're not upset with you. We're a little upset with the person at the helm. Just because we were
rather than just
scared.
say sorry, say I am so very sorry.
Yeah.
That actually would have felt a little bit better. I know it's just words. But
it was extremely scary.
Would have been just a little bit better. But anyway.
The
rest of our sail was fine.
Yes. We had a lovely day.
Yes. I had a bit of a nap.
I did too. It was glorious.
Yes.
I love sleeping on the boat.
I do too.
It makes me so happy.
So I'm really glad we're going away for the weekend.
I know. I wish I was joining you.
But you're going to
Philly.
I'm going
to Philly. So
that'll be good too.
I know. I'm excited. I'll see a bunch of friends and probably the boyfriend's family. And so that'll be good.
What are you working on so assiduously here?
Well, first I'm wearing my Shifty.
Yeah,
which
very nice.
I kind of love. I mean, it's light, but it's also warm. So, which is kind of antithetical because it is essentially 2 layers of fabric because it has all the floats on the back. Due to the mosaic knitting. But it's really light, and it's really comfortable. So I'm really pleased with it. Thank you. Thank you. But what I've been working on is what I'm in my head calling my I'm worried about the Starks shawl. Because I started it to work on during Endgame. And I've been working on it every week during Game of Thrones because it's all garter stitch. So I can not really have to think about what I'm doing and just pay attention to what's going on screen. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the end of the row so I can pick it up. It's The Countercurrent by Laura Ayler.
And you love Laura Ayler.
I do. Well, she does great things with this, you pick up a section and you knit and garter, and then you pick up in this.
It's a really nice Mondrian type of pattern. And
it's just so easy. Easy. And it's...
But spectacular.
Exactly. The effect is just gorgeous. So this is my kind of gradient looking gradient. I think it's a little off, but that's okay. I mean, the darkest color is very dark, but I like it. So I've started section 3 over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. I have 2 more ridges to go in this color, and then I will go to the next color, which is, so this is color 6, I'll go to color 5. I think I just work down the colors in numerical order. I have to look at the pattern again, but I think that's how it is. So what's interesting is that for these 2 sections, each of the stripes were the same length. And for section 3, it's a different one, so I had to remember that. And then the 4th section will be from here up, creating the top section of the triangle on that side.
Nice.
So there's the point down at the bottom. And then you pick up around for
A border.
And it's kind of a striped border. But yeah, I do like Laura Ayler. I've done her derecho, which was really, really lovely. Like, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And I've done the Oak Park, both the scarf and the cowl. And I've done her All the Shades of Truth shawl, which is essentially the Oak Park in shawl form.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a few of her sweaters queued, I think. Yeah, I think I have a few of her sweaters queued. But she writes a good pattern.
She does.
She really writes a good pattern.
And if you pick the right colors, it's stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. So with her patterns, often color choice is hugely important.
And for the Oak Park and the All the Shades of Truth, she has like coloring pages for them. So you
good.
can like figure out what color you want as what number.
Everybody's that I see, I want to make one just like that. So my problem is I want to make all of them. Can we just make all of them?
I mean, we could. But we have other things we also want to make.
We have other things.
Which is the problem, because this is really lovely and I mean, mindless, it's potato chippy. So I'm loving working on it, but I'm also like, I should work on other things. But sometimes you just need to give your brain a break, and you just want something to do with your hands.
Right. And
so you do it. Speaking of things that don't give your brain a break, brioche! With increases and decreases. So this is my MKAL for Game of Thrones by Drunk Knitter, Safia.
Okay.
Safia. I don't remember her last name. I'm sorry. So this is clues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I'll write it down.
Okay.
Clue 6 was released last night. I have not looked at it yet, but I think it's just a mirroring of this on this side. So hopefully I'll get that done next week, and then I will be done.
Ooh.
And I like it.
A capelet kind of thing?
I think it's just a nice little shawlette thing.
Nice.
So I think I'll probably, maybe get some funky pin and pin it. Or I'll gift it. I haven't decided yet. But in the pattern, she does suggest how you can lengthen things. And I was like, oh, that would be interesting. So that's just a thought of being able to redo the pattern again. Because I do think it was really good as my first brioche project after taking the classes with Nancy Marchand. It is not my technically first brioche project because prior to us starting the podcast, I believe, I was doing a test knit for So Soon Knits, Suzanne Summers, and I kind of gave up in the middle, and I feel really bad about it still, so I haven't been back into her group since. I feel bad. But it was brioche with fingering weight and a mohair, and not held together, just one color was the fingering weight and one color was the mohair. And it's beautiful, and I love it. And I think I'm definitely going to go back and pick it back up now that I know more of how to do it. But I did that, and I kind of lost my groove at one point, so I have to pick it back up and figure it out. But this is my first one since taking the class with Nancy Marchand and not just watching YouTube videos on how to do it. And the other thing I've been working on is my Winter's Moon Test shawl. So I've gotten a few more rows in since we last saw it, but it's going. It's going.
Very nice.
I know. I just need to sit down and work on it, but the goal is to get the MKAL finished so that that's off the needles. And then I can sit with this, and I think I'm just going to keep carrying around this as my just like mindless knitting and not needing a pattern kind of knitting project, so going to the movies or going boating, yes, because I had it on the boat and in the car. It works really well because I don't have to really look at pattern, which can make me ill. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. What have you been working on?
Well, right now I'm working on a swatch because the new session or new quarter for Harry Potter Knitting and Crocheting Club has started. And today I could cast on my, hold on.
Broom?
Nope. This is Quidditch.
Quidditch.
I think I have 5 weeks for Quidditch, 6 for the broom. So for the broom, I think I'm just broom is mission. I think I'm just going to get like a sleeve out of that done. But that'll be 25%. And this, I'd have to get all of it done. So I'm trying to decide whether I want size 4 needles or size 5 needles. And what did you ask me on the boat?
I asked what the suggested needle size was.
And I said,
whatever to match gauge.
Yeah.
Which I understand is the author not wanting to force you into anything and actually get you to swatch, which is good practice. However, having a recommended needle size is a good starting point for most people.
So, yes, my swatch has gotten bigger because these are size 4 needles down here, and this is a size 5.
Did you put a purl row bump?
I have. One of the things that, the Irish girl.
Podcaster, teacher. Podcaster, Irish.
Traveler. Knitting around the world. Oh, I can't believe I forgot her name. Anyway,
she's real cute, is she the one with cats?
She has a cat. Yes, Mr. Beans.
Mr. Beans. Yes, I know who you're talking about. And I can't remember her name, but
anyway,
I remember.
So what she does, if you can see, yes, you can see those purl bumps. So when I change my needle, I put 5 purl bumps in my stockinette stitch to tell me that I have changed to size 5 needles, and then down in here I have 4 purl bumps to say that this is a size 4 needle. So it's similar here. This is my 4 bump. So we were on the boat, so I couldn't really measure anything. So I will wash this and let it dry. And then I will be able to measure to see which one is coming closest to 23 stitches for 4 inches.
That's 6 stitches per inch.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's the 5 maybe doing it, because the 4 looked like I was getting something like 26 stitches to the inch. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to do another inch or so for the 5s. Yeah. Until about here, because it is obviously being held from expanding by the 4. I'll do this, and then we will measure.
Yeah.
And then cast on and get this started. But I have to confess that I did nothing.
Nothing, she says.
Nothing on my Collino.
Well, it also was graduation week for Mom.
Well, yes.
And you held the thingy?
I held the mace.
Oh.
At graduation on Wednesday, I led the parade. I was just past the color guard. So the color guard went.
So they'll have photos probably of you?
Yes, I'm on Instagram from MC Business or something. And they had me holding the mace, yes.
I have to go look this up now.
You know, MC Business? MC O'Malley or something like... Oh, there.
No. MC O'Malley Business. No, but that's your...
Yes, and it's in that
agape
feed.
latte.
Yes, it's...
Oh, it must be in this. There you are. Oh, look at
there
you.
I am. Yeah, see? So I was carrying the mace, and they've gotten a new mace, which is much lighter than the old mace was. So that was really good because you process in, and then you're up on the stage, and then you're standing there holding this mace. Well, everybody else fills in. So all of the students, all of the faculty, all of the important guests, up on the stage. And when I helped someone do this before, and I had to because that person had Parkinson's, and the only way that they could be involved
was it thick or green?
Fred. So I would walk next to him, and he would move his electric wheelchair, and we'd process together. But then I stood there and held the thing, and it was really heavy. So I was not thrilled with the idea of standing there on my not-so-great knee, holding this mace. But you know what? It went fine, because it was really pretty light. I could have used it as a baseball bat. I mean, it was great. And so graduation went off really well. This year, for the first time, we had air conditioning.
Oh my God,
my
what?
Goodness. 30 years, my last year, they had air conditioning in the gym. And I think it was because 2 years ago, it was so hot, people were fainting. I had worn a zippered dress. Now, that's not odd. Most of us have dresses that have zippers down the back.
Uh-huh.
And it was so hot, I didn't want to wear a slip underneath of it because it was just going to add some more not breathing. And I should have, because the zipper burned into my skin. So that I had a sore on my back from the zipper. So, I mean, so bad that we had to put antibiotic on it and Band-Aids. So from then on, I choose dresses that just, slip on over your head, which is what I did this year. It was fine.
No burns,
no burns, but the air conditioning was nice. And then at undergraduate graduation on Friday, which of course takes all day, I read names. And I love reading names. I really do. This year, though, we didn't have Mass on Friday. They had it Thursday night, and I did not go in for that. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm retiring is because of the commute. So to go in again doesn't make any sense. So, I don't know. This year, there wasn't as much of bringing parents to see the faculty. And I was sorry about that. But I got to see several sets of parents from some of my favorite students. So that was really nice. And we had pictures taken and hugs and kisses. And it was really good. I have a couple students who failed spectacularly. I mean, spectacularly. If a perfect student would have had an average of 100 for the term, one has a 17 and the other has a 21. Yes, that means that they took some of the exams, like maybe 2, and maybe handed in three essays. That's about it. And meanwhile, there's an essay. There's probably 10 to 12 essays and 10 to 12 lab assignments, and there were 10 quizzes. I mean, there was a lot that they didn't do. And both I had given till this past Monday to hand in the work, and I would have accepted it. Well, one didn't get back to me at all. The second one said, Monday night late, I can't get this to you. I'll get it to you later. I looked for it on Tuesday. I looked for it on Wednesday. Friday morning, I still had nothing. So I wrote the letter. I said, I'm writing to let you know that I'm officially retired. And as of now, there is no way for you to pass by accumulating all the late points that your work could accumulate. And because right now you have a 21, and if you handed in everything but detracting the late points, you could get a 44. Which is better, but not better enough to pass. And so I suggest that you talk to my chairperson and figure out when you're going to take this class again, because it's not happening. And yes, they both walked in graduation because apparently they have 6 credits or less that they need to take. Mm-hmm. But, and they smiled at me as I called their names. I know it's not my fault. And I'm sorry for them. Believe me, there's nothing more that I want is for a senior to graduate. I have another senior that is taking an independent study with me over the summer because the trip that he was going to take to satisfy his global business major was canceled. And in fact, the alternative was also canceled. So he's going to be doing a cross-cultural analysis of business methodologies in the New York City area. So we're going to have Greeks, we're going to have Chinese, we're going to have Italians, and I'm not sure what the last one was. Maybe Portuguese, because he's a nationality himself. So I think that'll be a great paper. But, so I'm working with him. And he's very aware that, this work has to be done. So that's good. And then in the fall, I'm going to be teaching 2 classes. The dean said I could keep my office, which is lovely. Meanwhile, there's almost nothing in my office. There's a coffee maker. There's a dorm refrigerator. And I have 3 drawers down the right-hand side that are somewhat like whatnot drawers. And they're full of whatnot, like ink for the printer. Oh, the printer's in there, and it's my printer. So that'll have to come home. So the printer, there's a printer.
Are we going to have to do a me come with you kind of thing to get all this stuff out?
Either that or I'm going to have to park up the side and put it in a chair and bring the chair out type of thing. I'll just have to tell Physical Plant what I'm doing.
Or because are you bringing the fridge home?
No.
Okay.
I thought I would leave that for Lauren. I mean, we've got no use for the fridge.
Yes.
And Lauren said she'd like it.
Oh, yes.
And I was going to leave her the coffee pot, too, because until we get a bigger boat, I can't use the second coffee pot.
And that's a good...
Yeah, that's
Lauren
I think she'll
and
use
especially with a newborn, she'll be like, I need the caffeine.
Yes.
Need it.
And in my coffee pot's really easy to use.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be fine.
It's a baby Keurig, right?
No, it's a big Keurig.
Oh.
Even easier. Just fill up the side container.
Yeah.
I had a problem with my baby one. I couldn't figure out exactly when to put the water in, and I ended up with puddles all over. So when we get our bigger boat, then I can get a new Keurig, and we'll go from there. I will also get a new Instapot, one of those 3-quart ones.
I know. She's very excited about
Instapot.
this. Yes.
Love my Instapot. We used it tonight.
We did?
Yes. You know, when you can have chicken in 15 minutes,
it's
totally
phenomenal.
Cooked, it's fantastic.
Especially when you come home and you realize, well, there's a lot of traffic, so I won't be able to get home in time for Game of Thrones tonight. So I'm going to watch Game of Thrones on the big TV here. I've already told my father that if he asks too many questions, he will be banned from the room.
Yes.
And Mother has graciously agreed to let me use the TV for the finale episode.
And if you're wondering what I'm drinking coffee.
I have a water bottle because I think part of it is I also dehydrated myself today.
So my Collino is still at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to finish the front. As I said, once I cast on for my Quidditch, I'm going to go back to this because we are going to start sailing on Thursday. And this is a sailing sweater. So I'd like to have it at least in vest form. Mm-hmm. And then I could be working.
I think this would be nice as a sailing sweater. I think this could be used as a sailing sweater,
I think so, too. And I think it would be really good in this yarn that I'm using for this sweater. This is 50% wool and 50% cotton. So, and it's organic. It's called Queensland Collection. It's soft, machine washable blend of lamb's wool and cotton.
Yeah. It's lovely.
55% lamb's wool, 45% cotton. And it really seems to be soft on my hands, which is nice. So I think something like this for sailing would be good.
You mean in a Shifty or just... Oh, yeah, you could.
I do. I'd have to get a couple colors and we'd have to look at it. I believe that Cheryl at Knit has some.
So, we can definitely play around with that and make one in colors you like.
Oh, so in case you're wondering what I'm thinking of making with this.
That she's watching for. It's called the Buttercup by Heide Kirrmaier.
Yes. And it's top down. And I have 1,500 yards. And this could take, it's 22 stitches. So maybe the 5 will be just fine. 6 balls of 153 yards each. So I've got more than enough.
More than enough.
I love the fact that it is top down. I had also thought of this, which is nice, and that? I may make another one. This is Barocco Modern Cotton DK.
How much do you have of that?
I've got several. So I could make a second one.
You can make a second one, or I was going to say that would be a nice main color, and then you can use the blips, and you can do all kinds of fun colors for it.
Oh, for this?
For this.
Oh, good idea. So I think I've got something like 1,500 to 1,600 yards of that too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to lose my stitches.
Yeah.
Then, what's in this? Oh, so I did swatch this. Remember this? This was for the broom.
This is yarn she has already knit, and we did not like the outcome.
And this is for Recital.
Yep.
And I'm getting a little fewer stitches to the inch than I'm supposed to on the gauge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a size small.
You're getting more stitches to the inch, so you're going to knit a size down.
Right.
Good.
Right. Yes. So So I'm knitting a size down, and I think it'll be fine.
Good.
So that gets started, I think, on the 26th or the 29th of this month. So in a couple days. But I'm already set on that.
Good.
And then there was something I was working on. I did work on. Not was, but did.
Every time you pull this out, it makes me want to go wind the yarn I have for one.
That's good. Now, what is this called? Fond Memories.
Fond Memories.
This is Fond Memories. And remember, it's in this ball of yarn that will be going to different colors. And it has started to change.
Yeah. Oh, now you can definitely see the change. We couldn't see the change before.
See? Now you can see
Oh,
the
wow.
change.
That's pretty.
So I've done this much.
Nice.
So I did put a stitch marker in.
Mm-hmm.
And I had done, I guess, about 2.5 inches. So.
It's so pretty. That's so nice.
Whoops.
And are you going to make it long sleeve or short sleeve?
I don't know yet.
I like it.
What are my choices?
Well, you can always make something shorter sleeve.
I can make it long sleeve.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, because the one I don't know if I have enough yarn to do a full sleeve, so I might make it shorter.
Fond Memories.
Yeah.
With that lacy pattern up at the top. I certainly have enough yarn.
Yeah, you
this
definitely.
This is 1,200 yards of a long variant.
Gradient.
Yes. Sorry.
We've
Can you tell
had
I've
a
been
day
out
on
in
the
sun?
boat.
And so I certainly could do sleeves in
So
this.
you're going to make it kind of tunic-y length?
Yes. Yes.
At least low hip.
Yes.
We'll get it to low hip and then try it on and see how it looks.
Yes, because now that I'm retired, I don't have to wear a suit to work and all this other stuff. I can be running around with tunics and stuff. This, what I have on right now, is one of my new sailing shirts, so that I can wear stretch pants underneath of it, and I've got all kinds of...
What are these stretch pants? They
Those
look
are-
like jeans. They're
Yes.
nice.
They're from Talbots.
Oh.
They're jeggings.
Oh. I was admiring them on the boat.
Yes.
They're a little short, but they're cute.
They're fine. They'll be fine.
Just...
My husband does not like the multicolored leggings that I got last year for sailing.
And,
And, you know, I've talked about my need to lose weight here before. Now that I'm retired, I have decided that my job is losing weight. And I think it was pretty good today.
You were?
I had one of those pop chips.
Yeah, but that's because I was, like, munching on them.
One.
She did.
So I'm thinking that as I get smaller, I think maybe those loud pants will be less
No, I think it's
objectionable.
Dad.
Well, that could be.
He
and we could
is
get
objectionable about my leggings and shorts.
He
doesn't like when I wear
more tunics that cover them up and are long over them. Because I think they're fun.
I do too.
And they're nice and light, and yet stretch like crazy. So anyway, I have jeggings for today because it was a little chilly.
It was chilly. We both had leggings and pants on, and I had a long sleeve shirt and then an oversized sweatshirt on. I actually was pretty impressed. I didn't have to pull on a jacket over it. But I stayed pretty well.
On our foul weather gear.
I didn't. You did.
I did, which was good because I was getting spray over the top.
See, I got sprayed, but I never felt it because that sweater is so thick.
That's true.
So the sweatshirt I was wearing is one of my cousins from when she was a beach tag checker for the Avalon Beach Patrol. So it's pretty heavy, and it's funny because every year she would always get a new one, and every year someone would claim the one from last year.
Old one.
So I have one from a few years, from probably
and they always
5
gave out
years
larges.
Ago. Yeah, extra larges.
She's a size 4.
Yeah, she's
so
itty
it really
bitty.
Swam on her. If you're wondering what this is behind my head, this is my croquis.
Yeah. Hold your glasses on your face.
That's right. It was blowing so much, I was afraid I was going to lose my glasses. So my croquis I got in the BVI's, British Virgin Islands, on Joost van Dyke. They're from the Soggy Dollar, which apparently is a well-known bar that lives on Joost. Last year, or 2 years ago, after the Hurricane Maria, blew through, it was, there's a French word called écrasé, just knocked down to the sand. And on the other side, there's Foxy's, and Foxy's was, totally down to the sand. And Foxy was out there with 2 boards on some 10-gallon barrels, serving drinks and serving food. So there's a lot that on Yoast that hasn't been rebuilt. Anyway, we had took a taxi over to the Soggy Dollar, and their fish and chips was excellent. I would suggest don't eat the coleslaw because it goes bad in a heartbeat. Not that they mean for it to, but it did. And then there's another bar restaurant next door, I think Hildago's Hideaway, something like that, which looked great. I had wanted to maybe buy a shirt or something, but honestly, I looked and there was nothing really I wanted. So, croquis. And I think they're going to be very helpful.
Yeah. I have to get my I wore my prescription sunglasses, and I need to get those fitted to my face because they are quite loose. Because they're heavier than my regular glasses are. Because you can't thin prescription sunglasses as much as you can regular glasses. And for those of you who know me in real life, know that I have a very high prescription, much higher than people expect. But I have 5 inches in front of my face.
She and I both.
So these glasses, I can't tell if they're in focus or anything, but these glasses are super thinned, and they're still thicker than my frames.
Yeah.
I was actually told this year that I picked out a pair of glasses that I was like, these are so cute. I really love these. I loved how they looked on my face because I had my contacts in, and I showed them my prescription, and they were like, your glasses are too heavy for this. They're too big for this frame. So that was sad, but it happens.
Yeah.
So my sunglasses are like twice the weight of these glasses, and they're bigger because I prefer kind of the Jackie O look when it comes to sunglasses. Because I am quite pale, as you can see, so I like to have as much coverage as possible. But my dad very wonderfully had an extra pair of croquis so that I could have my sunglasses secure on my face.
Yes. So if you're counting, yes, I actually have 4 sweaters underway.
Excuse me.
And that's like a recipe for disaster, but I'm going to work on it. And they're all sweaters that I have kind of down here. I didn't run out and buy any yarn just for these things. Oh,
really? You have 4 sweaters on the needles? I totally didn't walk into this house with 4 sweaters in my bag that I want to cast on. Would you like to hear about them?
Well, wait a minute. So,
okay.
So I really do intend to finish
these. I thought it was a good segue. The 4 and 4.
In this next 3 months.
Yes.
So these will be done. And then I will work on more of the things that are under this table. This room has turned into a hodgepodge. I have brought things home from the office as I was cleaning it out, and I have cleaned myself out of the living room. Now that I have a few extra moments, I'm going to clean. In our hallway, we've got a Juliet balcony, and as mail comes in and it's supposed to go someplace else, I put it up on the Juliet balcony, and it never really goes anywhere from there. So my goal this week is to clear the Juliet balcony and go through the stuff that's all over and shred whatever isn't necessary. I've got a whole pile of stuff in my bedroom that I don't think I need. I haven't looked at it in God knows how long. So I think I can shred all of that. We'll probably have to let the shredder cool in between. So that is my plan, is to continue doing some cleanup around here. But I also wanted to say I was putting things away, and look what I found.
Another black and white sweater.
Yes.
And this has a lovely lace detail in it.
Yes, it does.
But it's also by Kim Hargreaves.
Yes.
Which the other sweater that Mom was thinking about for that alpaca is. So, we're big Kim Hargreaves fans in here.
This one is Shores. Here. This one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a lacy pattern.
No.
So
but
it might be beautiful. A little bit like potato chippy. And I was serious. If anybody can think of an organization that would take hand knit items, I am dying to find another charity to do hand knit items for that take anywhere between 30 and maybe 70 yards that I can use for classes for the Harry Potter Knitting and Crocheting Club. So please think about it, and if you can think of any charity that will accept hand knitted items, please let me know. Thank you. Now to you.
So
these 4 sweaters you want to cast on.
Yes. So we all know about the Sturgill, which is by Caitlin Hunter, which is out of the yarn that I got at Vogue Knitting Live this year. So I've been carrying that around. I then also put another Caitlin Hunter sweater in my bag. This one is this combination with the peach for the Soldatna. Then I saw so many of my friends casting on and finishing and wearing their My Boy Lollipop by Nancy, and so I picked out my Kalamazoo by Cephalopod on Traveler, and I have 2 skeins, which should be the perfect amount. It's also a cropped sweater, but I think it'll just be gorgeous in this. Stunning. And so wearable for me. So I might even make it a little longer so I can wear it to work a bunch. Oh, this is also because the boys at work made fun of me for wearing sweaters all the time. Like, I have not worn a sweater to work since November 15th. Yeah.
Sounds reasonable to me.
So, I need to finish all these so that I can wear more of them. Mm-hmm. Because that's how it goes, right?
How we roll.
Someone teases you about how many sweaters you wear, you make more to wear more, right? Of course. Yeah. So, I then have... one of the girls in the Nerd Girl Yarns group finished a Nebbia, and it's amazing. It's kind of boxy, so I'm thinking about knitting the smallest size. Mm-hmm. Let me just pull it up so Mom can see what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about knitting.
It is very boxy.
Right, but it's, I mean, if you see it on Chris.
That's pretty.
Isn't it? So
I think she's done some shaping.
She hasn't. She just said she didn't.
Really?
So that's my friend in it. And then
that's lovely.
I found my Verdant Griffin. I had 3 colors, and I looked on Ravelry to see if anyone was destashing either the purple or the blue, and I found someone who was destashing the blue. So now I have enough to make one. So the purple will be my, like, pop of color, the blue will be my main color, and the gray will be where the gray is in the pattern.
Very nice.
And so I want to cast on 4 sweaters. 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to
Not that I have another sweater that's, like, half started at the apartment or anything. Remember that Niobe? Yeah.
Yes.
I have that. I can totally finish everything. 2 shawls, or I can finish the MKAL and the Winter's Moon and that Niobe by this weekend, right? And then I can totally, I can totally knit.
Well, it's a long weekend.
The crop top. I was gonna say I can bring the crop top with me. I think I'm gonna bring this one with me, and I might also bring the Sturgill and do the cowl so that I can do it as kind of a swatch.
Very nice.
For the weekend, because
it's a long weekend.
It is, and I'm really excited.
We're leaving on Thursday, so Thursday,
even
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days.
Wow.
And yes, we're sailing during the day, and I have to be active and aware because we're going to just be two-handing the boat or double-handing the boat. But at night, after dinner, there's no television. So I'll try to download some stuff from Netflix and some stuff from YouTube to be able to watch that. And knit away. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be great.
So yes, it's early in the season, and if we try to go north into New England, nothing will be open. We tried that last year. We left here kind of the end of June, and we found that there were some places that the restaurants weren't open. It was one of the islands. Sugar. It wasn't Martha's Vineyard. It was, the one begins with a C. I want to call it Conneaut, but that's not it. Cuddy Hunk. Cuddy Hunk. There was no restaurant open. They opened on July 1st. Yes, the moorings were in, which was good, but there was almost nobody there, which was okay. It's a place for us to stay overnight on our way up to Martha's Vineyard. So, but we were just really surprised because we were there June 27th.
Don't you guys have a June trip this year planned?
June into July, and we will be in Nantucket the end of June. So we've only made reservations on the mooring for 2 nights, thinking that we'll try anchoring up there. It won't be very busy before July 1st. And we got a lot of practice anchoring while we were down in going from St. Vincent to Grenada. And I thought, and there we didn't even know how much chain we were letting out. I was going 1,000, 1,000. This one, I know when I've let out 40 feet, and we can see if it grabs, and then I can let out another 100 feet, and we will have laid out 140 feet of chain, and we will be fine. Because it's not only the anchor that helps you hold, but it's the length of chain on the bottom that also helps hold everything down. So anyway, we're thinking of trying anchoring in Nantucket, which will be interesting. I think it'll work because there won't be very many people there. And then we have reservations for August up to Provincetown. And in Provincetown, we only have reservations for a couple days because right behind the breakwater is an anchorage. And I think that's sandy also. So we'll bring our dinghy, Piglet, and
Piglet.
a little Piglet, and we'll be able to get on shore. Not a problem. And we'll have a great time. We're going to be up there just before the annual festival. So I will be needing to make dinner reservations like a week, maybe, I'm going to try maybe 3 weeks in advance so that we've got dinner taken care of because there'll be people pouring in like crazy. So I'm just, can you tell I'm excited that sailing season is here?
Yep.
A little excited the fact that I'm retired. A little bit panicked about the fact we're not going to have big paychecks coming in. But, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We've had plans for this for the past 42 years. So we've been saving for 42 years. And it is true that if you put a little bit away every week or every time you get a paycheck, that compounding interest really does come through. So we will be fine. It's just
the initial shock.
It is a little initial shock. But other than that, we're doing well. And this place will get picked up. Definitely. And we will go from there. I've got to find my big, that's where they are. The big sandwich bags. Because I'm going to put this yarn advent calendar in one of the big bags over there and put it over there. Because I've been putting together
your kits,
the sweaters or the various kits so that I know this is what I bought it for. This is the pattern and all of that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very excited. So, we didn't take a lot of pictures today sailing.
I took some of me, but I fell asleep and then
it was a little disconcerting, to say the least, to have the wind be blowing quite as much. And of course, George was there, a friend of ours, and it would have looked, I just didn't think of it.
And it's just so much harder when there are other people on the boat to get Dad to really do photos.
Yes.
He gets a little embarrassed.
Yeah. And I just didn't think to take any pictures of the water. I guess I have some early accident.
I have some of the bigger boats, and I have
very nice.
Me and that one. I just.
Oh, you'll have to post that on the Instagram.
Yeah, I'll post some of them on the Instagram. I didn't catch a photo of the boat that almost killed us. I was a little shaken up, so I didn't get my phone out of my pocket. But I do have. Oh, I have the selfie we took on the dock. That's a cute one. With us with our PFDs.
Yes. PFD, personal flotation devices.
Yes.
And yes, we were wearing them because the wind had come up while we were on the dock, and we didn't want to have a problem.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else, my dear?
No, I think that's it. I think I'm going to head... I need to start heading downstairs to check on the status of the app on the TV.
Yes.
But
and we'll get settled in for Game of
settled
Thrones.
in.
I think I've got about another half an inch to go. So this is my 5 there. And I've got this much done. Another, I guess, half an hour.
Yeah.
And I'll have this swatch done, and we'll be able to tell whether or not I do 4s or 5s.
Yep. And what we didn't say is that we also laid out my coat fabric. I am not going to be cutting that during Game of Thrones, though.
Well, you may have to stay a little later because
I'm going to. I'm going to. I'm going to grab the pin. I have to grab. We must have. There they are. Sorry, I just saw the pin cushion up here that I've been looking for the past, 4 weeks in this house. And so we laid out, I'll take a photo of it and I'll post it either to my or to our Instagram, or both, we'll see. And show you all that we've laid out the
coat
pieces and pattern matched as well as you can.
Right.
I've tried to do it as much as I could. I think the sleeves are going to be a little off. But they're sleeves, and honestly, it's all good.
And we gotta get it done.
So I'm gonna hopefully cut that out tonight. I'll probably be getting home a little late. But that means it'll be done. And we can then start sewing it whenever we get a minute.
At least it'll be
done.
Cut and done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll have so many little beautiful pieces of plaid to use in other things.
Yeah. And then I'm hoping to make the other 3 sailing shirts.
I want to make my backpack this summer. Definitely.
Right. So gotta make it moving on those.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to weave in our ends and go watch Game of Thrones. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.